Of all the frugal ideas and tips I've put out on this channel, today I'm going to tell you my absolute faves, and stay till the very end because I'm also just going to give you one life-changing item that I've added to my life a year ago or so, and it's made all the difference. Happy Frugal Friday, friends. We are going to wrap up the summer with my absolute favorite frugal tips. Let's get started. Number 1, make a splurge list that you can administer for your birthday and for Christmas. My birthday is in February, so I only have basically like December and then a month later, because I'm actually February 2nd, Groundhog Day, that I can put these items on my splurge list for what I actually really want but don't want to spend the money on. If you want me to do a video on my favorite splurges, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to, because I have a small list of things that I really want, but again, would rather not spend the money on. So if you ask for it as a gift, it will save you tons of money. What was I saying? Oh yes, the splurge list. I used to ask for, whatever with Christmas. Like, I think I used to ask for like CDs and books, and now, no. I don't ask for that stuff anymore. I get the books at the library that I read and I return, so I don't have to clutter my house up. I don't need to keep those books unless there's a special one maybe. I don't buy CDs or any of that kind of thing anymore. I use Amazon Prime Music primarily, or YouTube. I actually remember being younger and thinking that I wanted to ask for things like, for example, now I use Dove spray deodorant, and they're kind of expensive, but I love them, but I don't want to pay for them. So I asked my mom for it for a stocking stuffer. Perfect. These aren't my major splurge ones. These are like the little things. Lip balm, candles, that kind of stuff that you don't want to spend the money on, but if they do, perfect. And like, I don't need another sweater. Not really. My mom totally was watching these videos, and for Easter, she gave me like all the things that like made the perfect Easter basket in Kate's world. I was thrilled. Did I take a picture of that? Oh, I don't think I did, but it had a candle. It had just everything that was totally me that I could use up and not take up space, and it was perfect. The thing about my mom, she knows me so well, so everything she gets me is going to be awesome anyway. But I guarantee you have people that ask you at your birthday and Christmas, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want for Christmas? And you're like, I don't know, a t-shirt? You don't need another t-shirt, but you haven't kept that list. So keep this little running list. Get this, I have a little notebook here. Just make like a little notebook. Keep a running list or put it in your phone in your notes. So when people ask you what you want for Christmas, you can go, oh, actually, I really want essential oils. Thanks. Moving on to number 2, drink more water. If you just watched my How to Love Your Body No Matter What video, I'll link it up here. I talk about the importance of drinking water as, one important thing for your body in general. But as a frugal tip, it is very important because the more water you drink, the less likely you're going to spend money on, all the other things. But it's actually threefold in my opinion. 1, water can be literally free, so it's going to add money to your wallet. Secondly, it's going to do wonders for your skin. Don't forget about that. I feel like that's an added benefit. Our bodies need water for our skin to be nice. If you have an acne problem, drink more water. I know it could be other stuff too, but in general, I don't drink enough water. I know I don't, and I'm trying so hard. This coffee cup is actually filled with water today because I need more water. And especially first thing in the morning, if you can get in the habit of just chugging water. I have like a Poland Spring water bottle. It's like 16.9 ounces, I think. I try to drink one of those every single morning now, and then try to have, the 6 to 8 cups a day. But if you get going with that in the morning, if you have water and your coffee, Not to be gross, but it also keeps everything else moving along, if you know what I mean. Water can help you lose weight. It can help your skin. It can help all your digestive stuff move in the right direction. There's endless benefits of water, and again, saving you money. So don't forget about water. I feel like that is a freebie that we underestimate, but it's important, and I'm going to say it again, drink more water. Number 3, while we're talking about food, water, if you're gonna put the effort into cooking, which you all know that I rarely do, make a little extra, okay? And this is like an oldie but goodie. I forget about this. First of all, you guys know I don't cook much. You know my frugal meal video, I'll pop that up here if you want to see what I usually am making for my frugal meals. But the other day I bought a bunch of chicken breasts and it was on sale and it looked good. And I honestly didn't even know how to cook it. I called my dad. I'm like, Dad, what do I do with this? I think in general, cooking is a million steps, but if I'm just keeping it simple, it will be easy. And I called my dad and I was like, I just need to cook these chicken breasts. And he's like, well, you put it on 350 in the oven and you put a little water at the bottom of the pan. And I'm like, what? Like, I've never seen him put water in the bottom of a pan. And then you put some salt and pepper, maybe some oil, and then you cook it, bake it for 25 minutes per pound. And I was like stressing. I'm like, wait, let me look at the pound. He's like, just do the math, Kate. It's 25 minutes per pound and it will be delicious. And I was like stressing about this. Like, why is this stressful to me? I don't cook. But if you're gonna put in the effort, I made like, I think 5 chicken breasts. They were delicious, and I have enough for at least 2 more meals. Now I have chicken, right? If I didn't have this chicken, I might be like lazy and be like, well, maybe I'll just make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or maybe I'll have, maybe we'll grab fast food. If you don't have food on hand, especially healthy food, you're more likely to fall prey to getting something not so good for your body. So if you're putting the effort in already, if you're making, let's say, spaghetti, make double and then put it in little Tupperware so that, Kaden loves spaghetti and meatballs, for example. So if I just make a little extra, put it in little containers, little Tupperware containers, and then when I say, oh, babe, you want some spaghetti for dinner? I can have that heated in the microwave quick and then cut up some vegetables on the side, some cucumbers, whatever, and make it like, a little bit more rounded. But if you make a little bit extra, it can go a long way. Just don't forget about that. I forget about it all the time. Some of you meal prep like pros. I feel like meal prepping is a really good idea, but I don't do it as much because it's just me and Kaden. And sometimes we just want to eat what we feel like eating. If I had a big family, I would be planning like there is no tomorrow because I would need to. So if you have a bigger family and you need to know Monday nights hot dogs, Tuesday nights quesadillas, Wednesday nights, I would plan my tail off. But since it's just me and Kaden, I can just be like, hey, what do you want? Whip it up real quick. But you'll save a lot of time and a lot of money if you just make a little extra. Adults, when you're going to work, you can just grab that Tupperware and heat it up at work instead of spending $10 on lunch, right? Number 4, keep a fan in your bedroom. Right now, I live in the state of Maine and it is hot as heck in the summer. But I want to run my air conditioner night and day because it's humid, I'm sticky and uncomfortable, and I could run that air conditioner constantly. But if you want to save money on the electricity a little bit, not be just fueling that power, keep a fan by your bed, use the fan instead. Or if you have an overhead fan, utilize that instead. I feel like the fan has saved my life in 2 different ways. One, it'll cool your room for less, because if I put that like on a 3, I'm good. And secondly, that white noise is life-changing to me. I don't even think I could go to sleep without a fan running, which is maybe not a good thing, but I live below my grandmother. My grandmother lives upstairs and we live in the apartment downstairs, and she's kind of an insomniac. So she's rumbling around all the time. If I didn't have my fan on, I would be waking to every move of hers. And I can't live like that. I need to have it blocked out. Or if there's a thunderstorm, or if the garbage truck goes by. I used to be the heaviest sleeper. You guys, before I had children in college, I actually slept through somebody pulling the fire alarm. I used to sleep so hard. But since having Kaden, everything wakes me up. I'm tuned into everything. So if you are one of those parents too, or not even a parent, but just a person that the noise, you're a light sleeper, have a fan by your bed. It'll keep you cool and it will block out the noise. It's amazing to me how much a little fan can do. And if you don't like the fan blowing on you, like say it's not really for the coolness, just do it for the sound. Face it the other way. That white noise, oh, golden, you guys. Number 5, learn to say no. Learn how to say no. And learn how to be unapologetic about it. By the time you actually see this, I might have already done a video. I'm doing a video on how to say no and why it's important. And in choosing a frugal lifestyle, learning to say no is crucial. And I'll give more details in that video, and hopefully it's already up and you can just watch it here. But in general, there's a lot of things you're going to be invited to, and there's a lot of things you're going to feel pressure to do. And if you can learn to say no right now, it's going to save you a lot of money, and it's going to save you your energy, and it's going to save you from some angst that you could be spared from if you learn to say no now. I have the disease to please, so it is very hard for me to say no. This is just a small example. I had a family engagement party that I had been invited to, and that was the first thing I was invited to. And then the same day, I was invited to my friend's child's birthday party, which is also important to us. We have always gone to this child's birthday every year, didn't want to miss it. And then my girlfriend planned a s'mores cocktail night at her house that evening also, and everyone else could make it. And I was like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna work this out? And in my mind, I was like, okay, if I go to the barbecue first, I'll do this, and then I'll leave at this time and get to the birthday party, and then and it was like, no, something had to go. I ended up declining the birthday party as much as we wanted to be there, but it was fine. It was fine. Like you can't make it to everything. I went to my family's engagement party, which is obviously very important. My dear cousin got engaged to the love of her life, and you wanted to be there to celebrate that. And then later, I was able to make it to the s'more night also, but I had to let something go. And sometimes saying no is so hard, but you've got to do it, and you've got to not feel bad that you can't be everywhere, okay? You can't be everywhere, and you can't be everything to everyone. You have to set boundaries, and you have to say no when you mean no. In a frugal mindset, you are always trying to not waste, and you're always trying to save, and sometimes you might have to say no to a big thing, like a wedding. Say a wedding is in another state, and it's not in the budget right now. You might have to decline. You can still send them a card, you can still send them a gift of what you can afford, but you can't say yes to everything if it's really not in your budget and it's really beyond your means. You guys know I'm a huge fan of living below your means. I have a whole video on that also. I'll leave that up above. Learn to say no. Free yourself. If you are enjoying this video so far, at this time, go hit thumbs up if you haven't already. And please go into the comments right now and type in frugal so I know you like frugal living tips. Number 6, stop being a hot mess. Huh? What does that mean? Kate, what are you talking about? You calling me a hot mess? Are you a hot mess? Let me explain what a hot mess is. A hot mess might look something like this. You don't plan the night before. You don't get your child's clothes out. You don't get your own clothes out. You didn't pack your child's lunch. You didn't pack your own lunch. You didn't put in the library book that was due at your kid's school that day. And you wake up in the morning late because you didn't plan. And you wake up completely unprepared and you're running around, scurrying around like a rat in a cage, throwing clothes everywhere. You still don't get the food together because you don't have time. You grab the backpack, you forget the book, you don't have lunch, you skid into your school late, you don't have food for your child because you didn't plan ahead. You're missing things, the child's missing things. After work, you forget your kid had practice. You have to run through the drive-thru because you forgot to pack them a snack. You don't have groceries at home because you didn't plan ahead. Do you guys see where I'm going? That's a hot mess. Let's have a come to Jesus moment. Are you that hot mess? Am I talking about you? This is not to make you feel shame. It's not to make you feel bad. But I'm going to tell you what right now. If you can stop being a hot mess and get your ish together, you are going to save money. If you have prepared your child's lunch, or you are at least budgeted for their hot lunch, if you packed your own lunch, if you have the snacks packed after school for their practice, whatever it is, if you have your stuff together, and what am I going to say? The routine before you go to bed is crucial. I have a video right here. I'm going to link it up above. Please watch that. Your bedtime routine is sacred. It is sacred and it will save you money in the end when you are prepared. We all get 24 hours in a day. You, me, every celebrity you've ever seen. Why is it that some of us can get so much done and some of us cannot get out of our own way? It takes some practice, but get it together. Stop being a hot mess. Number 7. What's Kate gonna say is one of her favorite frugal habits. Make a budget. Do you have a budget? There's no better tool or tip that I can share with you, bigger and better, than to have a budget if you're trying to save money. I have been able to accomplish quite a bit since I started budgeting. When I didn't know where my money was going, I was a hot mess. My finances were a hot mess. Until I started budgeting, evaluate your own priorities, set a budget, and follow it. I have so many budgeting videos. I'll link them all below so that you can binge watch those, so that you can get a good idea of how to make a unique budget for yourself that's going to work for you and is going to save you money and change your life. Speaking of changing your life, here is the bonus item I mentioned at the very beginning of the video. I live in an old home, okay? And the outlets to plug things in are very, very limited. Does anybody else live in an old home? Comment below if you live in an old house where outlets are plugged in. Literally, in my laundry room, the outlets are on the floor. Huh? What is happening here? So as a life-changing item, I'm going to insert a picture right here of a lamp. I'm old school. I just use a regular plug. But at bedtime, I mean, this is my bed here, I'd have to like crawl under the bed and try to plug in. I had extension cords everywhere. Again, hot mess just trying to plug my phone in and charge it at night. Ugh. If you don't have one of these lamps, I got it at Target for like $10. I swear to God, it has been the biggest lifesaver in my life. It's just one little thing to make your life easier that if you don't know about it, I didn't grow up with these kind of lamps. My parents never had lamps with outlets in them, and now they actually have USB plugins too. So just, if you haven't explored these, and I know I'm older, guys, and I know like maybe I'm just not tuned into these things, but if you haven't tuned into these and you are a hot mess trying to plug things in, get one of these lamps with an outlet. So good. If you haven't clicked subscribe yet, please hit that red button right now and smash the bell so you know the next time I upload. And now, of course, it's your turn. What is your favorite frugal living tip? You can take one of mine and let me know which one you like the most of those, or just in general, what's your absolute favorite one that you practice and you swear by? If you want more videos on frugal living tips, please go to my playlist on frugal living and watch away because I have a lot of them. If you want more daily inspiration, please check out my Instagram account, kate.kaden, where you can find me almost every single day. I hope to see you there. I love you guys. Have a great weekend. Bye.